We just had a chat with our mentor, Jacob. We've been doing some work. We're supposed to wake up at 5 today, then 6, and then I didn't wake up till 8. So yeah, and here's Yana's rundown of what's been happening today. When she's ready, I will stop the video.
I didn't sleep.
Okay.
I didn't sleep.
Sleep.
Just did work all night, and that's it. Had a call, 2 calls.
Do.
And that's it. And now we're out for food.
How was the call with Jacob?
Yeah, it was good. It's exciting. I feel like we're finally moving, which is always fun. My brain is a little bit fried, so I don't know what to say. What to say. Apparently I fart rainbows and
Poop excellence.
yeah.
Mate, my skin is itching. My eyes are itching.
Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Those?
The garlic chicken as well. Mongolian beef. What else would you like? Is there anything you want specifically?
Maybe just the char siu.
And can I please get the where's the char siu? Oh, the barbecue pork, please.
So we did the two-poo meeting with the boys.
How did that go?
Yeah, it was good, real chill. There's just one thing I was supposed to check with you. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, so I'll remember it. Clarify something with you. Oh, it was just if the boys should start going to see car dealerships and that now for their prospect interviews, because Hamong was saying his confidence isn't there yet for both prospects, for both sales and prospect interviews. So I was like, is that even since we switched over to prospect interviews? He was like, yeah. I was like, I'll talk to Yana about that, because I think that is something that, if they're going to be our ideal client, we can get in with now and start doing that instead of just waiting for the confidence to build up. So I said we'll just keep it as is for this week, and then see, starting next week we'll probably do that, but I'll just check that with you first. So what do you think? What do you reckon? Hold off on car dealerships still? Hold off? What's your reasoning for that?
Main thing is car dealerships are much more cutthroat, and I just feel like they need more training to be able to go there. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of car dealerships, I'm pretty sure, have dealt with by corporate. I'd want to review at least one interview with them first before they did that, to get them to record in their pocket or something. It's just a legal loophole, which is technically you're not allowed to record without their permission.
I was thinking we could get them to ask for a day, just ask all the places. And they can just be like, we're recording it just to review our processes and
For training.
for training them. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo. Yes. Alright. So it was just like a 3-minute meeting this morning. Under 3 minutes actually, including the time it took me to film and take the camera down.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, I don't think Vincent's too happy with me still. Don't know if it's just because he just woke up. But yeah. He said something in a way today that made me think that he wasn't happy.
Yeah, what?
I don't remember. I think it's the way he acknowledged something. It wasn't like distant like how he normally is. It was actually a bit disdainful, I guess. He was a bit like, yeah, sure. Or like, cool. No? Maybe that was just me this morning, my mood. So I didn't say anything about it. Yeah. So that was that, and then just got straight into, I think, trying to, I had to poop. So I had a pretty upset stomach, so I was just there for a while. Yeah. Then just went into doing my work for the morning, finishing the video, watching the video that you guys had sent, taking notes, having some of my own ideas, got my training started, and then it was like time for the call. That was it, I think. Yeah, so not too much so far this morning. Just training and doing that. Just enjoying doing my train. Take a 10-minute break. So do one set, take a 10-minute break, do stuff. Like I told you, just toss my phone onto the floor near my door and just watch the videos, take notes on my laptop. What was about?
Your phone? I walked in.
Oh, was it on the floor when you came in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What are your thoughts post Jacob's call?
Just keen to do it. I don't know, sometimes I just feel like stuff doesn't sink in then and there, and I have to look at the notes.
All I feel like is that it's your time to shine.
Yeah, I'll just do what I want to do. I mean, what I'm supposed to do. I find it funny that in the review it was like, get Kate, like you'd have to push me to be like, is this like, does this resonate with you? Because I'm kind of like, just do as I'm told. But even then, I feel like I'm pretty open with when I don't think something works. I'm like, if it's something that I don't like the messaging, like I don't like the way that like, not that I don't like it, but I don't agree with it. I wouldn't do it the same way that Eric does his stuff. So I was just like, well, I can see a lot of merit to a lot of these things. But yeah, even just small things like, I was gonna ask Jacob if it's intentional to have your magnets and that like riddled with grammar and spelling errors. Like, is that normal? Is that intentional to, you know, show people it doesn't matter or something like that? And I'm just like, even if it is intentional, I don't want to do that with our brand because that's just not who we are. Like, we're better than that, and that's not what we're building. So yeah, it'd be disingenuous if we were to just leave in spelling mistakes and stuff like that. We like to review. Yeah, so went over his stuff. I'm keen to do that. I know that before I used to, it's kind of like swinging to extremes, where before I was like, I would kind of just post whatever I felt like, but it wasn't really effective. And then I went into a lot more structured and like thought out, and then now it'll come back around to a bit more my personality in that, like Jacob was saying. Yeah, and then it's just figuring out the offers. Sometimes I feel like I get a bit stuck when he asks me questions because I'm like, I can't even comprehend what the question was without like a couple of minutes to think about it and give a proper answer. Because I want to answer, but I just don't have stuff fly off the top of my head whilst I'm trying to absorb information. When he's like, let's brainstorm and come up with this, mate. Alright, just give me a sec.
You don't need to.
Yeah, and that's why I wait, but then sometimes it just moves on. I'm like, alright. Yeah, with like the offer side of things. Some of the things I'm like, I can see what he's saying. I'm just trying to find the link, because for some of it I'm like, I don't think that's the issue or the problem that we're solving for some of these guys. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's just like the getting it done and that kind of thing, like using... No, I agree with the using health and wellness to increase business, like help with that side of things. It's just when he talks, he mentioned it. He's mentioned it a couple times over the past week. He's like, their issue is prioritizing it and getting it done. Like the guys that I'm talking to are already getting it done, and I do think they're my ideal niche, because it's like they get it done regardless, but our thing is just helping them do it faster and better. Obviously we don't word it that way because it doesn't really make sense, but that's my ideal. So I do think the guys I've talked to so far are like close to that ideal.
I think you should bring it on.
Well, but that's why I did today. I said that I'm just trying to see the link between what Jacob's saying and what I'm thinking, because it's not necessarily like he's saying there's... It's not like what he's saying excludes the things that I've said, you know?
I think also, I think the main thing is highlighting that it's the one thing that's holding them back, whether it's because they're not doing it or they're just not doing it well enough. Like that's the angle that you're coming at. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And it's there where it's also like, that's one of the things where they're like, oh, the sleep and that, I don't really care about that much, and I'm not in it to get people to change their sleep routines and that kind of thing. I'm like, I actually don't even think that's that important for that, because I'm like, you should be able to show up regardless, and it's not about optimizing all this and that and getting the perfect nighttime routine for you, even if it's like all personalized and that. It's like, yeah, do roughly what works, but get the stuff that you need to get done. Because I think that's also what we both tend to do. I get about 8 hours of sleep. But yeah, it's just not part of what I coach. And that, you know? So it'd be disingenuous, I think, for me to come in and be like, oh, I sleep in this, because it's not a part of my principle. My philosophy isn't, let's optimize everything. It's like, let's work with what you have. We can adjust some things if it's right for the person, but I don't care that much about how much sleep they're getting if it's not a big priority for them to focus on and change. Most people get roughly 7, 8. Some people get 6 and do just fine and can get some of the best results out of everyone. And I'm just like, so for me, and this is the funny thing, the only important things for me, and this is where my principle is, like, I think that's a unique selling point of my principle, of my method, as well as like something that makes it very, very basic. And it's basically like all that matters is training, finding a way to get that done and personalize it to you, and like just make the nutrition fit. Like it's not about, oh, let's get this meal in this time, let's get your calories, macros and that. It's like, if that works, we do that. If that doesn't work, we don't do that. If it's just liquid calories, you do that. So it's a very simple.
For the human.
I get that. Yeah. Maybe optimizing is the wrong word, but not optimizing in the same way a lot of other people would, I guess. Where it's like all super duper on top of it.
Is that optimal?
What?
I thought that was like ideal.
Oh, ideal, yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm talking more optimal instead of ideal. So I guess, yeah, that's my thing. It's just very basic and not focusing on the stuff that doesn't matter. Because I really don't think it matters. And it makes such a marginal difference that it's like, just distracts you from what really needs to be done. Like, I don't care if you take your creatine, yeah, it helps. but you don't need to. I don't know, maybe it's flawed, but I think it's working so well for myself and for all of my clients that I'm like, I think it's good. I mean, I did have, maybe it's for the better, but I have thoughts about, it was like, oh, did you come up with any terms in that? And I don't really get a chance to speak when all of that comes up. It's kind of like just you and him. And I'm like, maybe it's better if I don't say anything, because I'm like, oh, I've got these, and like, I'm willing to say them, but if it doesn't come to me, I won't like cut in and be like, yeah, because I'm like, oh, maybe these ideas suck actually, because they're just like, I don't have a lot of good ideas, so I just have to write a lot of things, and then I select a couple, but even then it's like, probably have to do more and be more selective, where I'm just like, maybe these words aren't that good, or these terms aren't that good. It's just some of the words or some of the problems. Because also when I hear the stuff you guys talk about, I'm like, oh, this is much more concise or in-depth than what I've written. Words were like, or like terms, whatever to call it. Because I like what Jacob said in the call recording, where it's like something Eric does well is calls it the prime state, where it's like it's a physical thing they can be in, and he's like, that's a good thing to do, because then it's like makes people feel like they're a part of that, the prime state, or prime state as he calls it. So a couple of the words that stood out to me that I was picking through are like leadership and ascension, and then potentially having that fit in with like man, so like being an ascended man or something like that, I don't know. Or like a man of leadership, or a leadership state. That's where I got a bit stuck. I was like, I don't know how to put it together, but I've kind of got some stuff where it's like the something man, or man of the, or this state, becoming an ascended individual. I don't know, because I like the terms and like what they mean, and I think they fit really well. Then I have to bounce back and forth with like, does it encapsulate what it means as well? Like prime state, people would know what that means pretty easily, you know? Thanks.
What about the word elevate? Elevated.
Elevated. Get into an elevated state. An elevated man. Peak. That was pretty good. So. And I've just been with you the rest of the morning. Getting a bit antsy from, I just want to train and then get stuff done as well. Kind of want to go hit the bag today at the gym, as well as train with Ashley and do my weight training out. You know. So yeah, that's all I've been thinking. That's all I've done this morning. Prime state stuff. So I said elevated, and what was the other term? Peak. Alright, let's get this. Gonna hit the gym. Ooh, doing a bit of training at home, but man, that caffeine gets me a bit wired. So now we're at Revo. Gonna hit the bag for about an hour or so. Get that cardio in, because I hit that like 2 o'clock dip and just like started watching videos, and I was gonna go like 30 minutes earlier, but Yana was taking a nap and then she's got a client call, so I was like, I'll just wait. And I'm here now, let's get this. Alright, just pulled up home from the gym. Lots of cars on our street because we have like 5 people living in our house. 6 when Nicole's here. Logan's part me, so anyway. Yeah, feel good. Hey, love hitting the bag. Did some hamstring stuff, as you'd be able to see, and some stuff for my elbow. I love it. Like, love just getting in there, hitting the bag. Love the martial arts side of things, even just to stay a bit active. And something that really helps me as well is I love listening to martial arts stuff. Like, I'm listening to the Conor McGregor Netflix documentary on the way to and from the gym. It's just fun seeing it. Yeah, it was a good time, man. Good time. So now I'm just gonna head, what do you call it? Head in. I think Jan and I might go for a jog this evening because we normally go in the mornings, but regardless of whether we do, I'm gonna keep training. Still got some of my weight stuff to do, which I'm loving, feeling real good, strong, starting to get a bit leaner, I think, unintentionally. And yeah, so some calf stuff, some back stuff, and then some work. Like, I'm looking to smash out some work. We got some homework from our call today. 4 main things we need to do. First thing we're going to do is go in, greet everyone, and make some content. Or see what Jan wants to do. And then, actually, I'll tell Jan I'm going to make some content first. And then, yeah. Whoa. What do we have here? Oh, yeah. Some Mac Daddy's pizza. Some noodles going on. Some juice coming out through. Some boys. High five. High five. Oh, yeah. High five. Oh, yeah. That's a good boy. Alright. So we went for a walk. I did my content, we went for a walk, and then we went and got pizza, and then we drove home, and that's been the whole day. Just big time chilling. Now we're home, pizza, juice, and off to bed early. It is currently 7:48. The aim was 8 o'clock, be heading to bed, so 9 o'clock bedtime, 4 a.m. wake up. Let's get this bread. Keen? And that's all she wrote for tonight. I'm gonna be up, editing, and getting some content done, getting some homework done. Anything to say, Anna? Delicious.